We meet again in the darkest of dark matter, in Fanta Black, in what light is made of, in melatonin, in magic, in melanin, in the dream world. Who do you suppose you're listening to? What do you think you're listening to? How are you listening to it? Can you yet smell what is on the other side of the screen? How is it that I'm sitting here in the middle of the most amazing centrifugal and centrifugal force of the planet, of the realm, a place that holds magic to the nth degree? And you can hear me right now. Can you see me? I mean, you all might know what I look like, but can you see me right now? So what is the dark arts? What is black? What is white? What is clear? What is magic? Where do these energies come from? How do you illuminate things? What happens after you burn a match or you light a fire from a tree? A tree offers shade, but that same tree that offers shade will also give you light. Doesn't it become very confusing if you consider that for a tree to grow, you need to have sunshine, which is building up energy inside of a tree, and you also need water. Both of those things are as clear as it can get. Think about this. Give yourself a little bit of a give yourself space from yourself to consider what wood is, what tree is, what where it came from. You can say, well, there's some leaves on it, and it went through this process that they told me about when I was in middle school. It's called photosynthesis. But how does photosynthesis occur? Because in the beginning there was no green leaves on the tree. So what occurred was there was a lot of water, which is clear, and light, which is clear, which gave density and weight to something that isn't made of density or weight. Yeah, the sunshine is made of weight. That's ridiculous. Water? Well, there's no water in a tree, is there? So how do we have all this pulp and all this? Where did it come from? It didn't grow out of the earth. It didn't eat up all the dirt. That's a ridiculous statement. So what is it made of? So what are these? When you burn it, you get light, and then you get the ash afterwards, and it becomes next to nothing again. So what is a tree to begin with? It seems to hold a lot of weight. It seems to hold a lot of energy. And where does it go? What does it create? What does it produce? What are these dark arts? Everybody talks about dark arts. Nobody talks about the light arts. I do the light arts all the time. You call that pastels. Pastels have to do with Ishtar or Easter. Dark arts have to do with Halloween. Look at where Halloween is. October 31st. Look when Ishtar is, or Istar, or it's it's the January, February, March, April. Like, I mean, where is it? Where is it for you guys? I don't know. Maybe it's different in your locale, where the bunny runs around looking for looking for eggs to drop. Wait, what the fuck did bunnies have to do with eggs? Isn't that the dumbest shit you ever heard? But yeah, we take that as as some sort of, we don't even realize it's all allegory, and we just go, oh yeah, of course, it's Easter Sunday. It has nothing to do with Ishtar. It has nothing to do with, um, you know, the Eastern Star. It has nothing to be so clueless as to think that somehow on Easter Sunday a bunny lays an egg. Well, you know that doesn't happen, so what is the connection? And so we get into these types of magic and these types of spells that are put on people. People are so cast under a spell that people are so fucking dumb. Like, and when I say fucking dumb, what I mean is dumb, like dumbed down, like banged over the head with words that they don't understand. They just are they think somehow that a bunny lays an egg, and they don't even question it. They take their children out and go find the Easter egg. They have no idea what it has to do with. Like, I could give you the whole story about the mushrooms and all this, but that might be wrong too. But who knows? I mean, I think I know where it comes from, but we're set here on this in this realm where we're told these stories that have nothing to do with any amount of truth whatsoever. And the only people that can tell you the truth are the ones that are disguised, the ones that are performing dark arts. Dark arts are the only ones that are telling you the truth. This is why you put a hood on. This is why the only truth is in the vagina. This is why vagina has a hood. Because if you look inside of it, it's all pink in the middle, but you can't see inside of there. You can't see red because it's all black to everybody. This is why people fuck during the evening. This is why people you fuck during the evening because you don't want to see what you're dealing with. Make love during the daytime, it's a whole different experience. So then if you made love during the daytime, you'd actually pay attention to what you were doing. You would never work on a car in the evening. You would never work on a computer if you couldn't see. But you happy to work on a woman's body when you can't see what the fuck's going on? That's fucking clueless. Which has to do with, where did the dark arts come from? Where did the light workers come from? Well, I work with both of those people, both of those kind of entities or energies, dark arts and light workers, and then something in between too. So there needs to be a little bit more irreverence for what is done in the dark and what's done during the light, because they say we're gonna burn the candle from both ends. Like, you work with the late night energies, which means, well, everyone else is asleep, but we don't sleep. It's that's the dilemma of wanting to be immortal, is once you are, you don't get to sleep. So no matter what, you are all seeing, you're all like, they want to be like God. No, you don't. You don't be foolish. You don't want to be like God. You want to be a fool. You want to be a foolish retard that thinks that Easter bunnies are dropping eggs so children go find them underneath some sort of tree that is also associated with Christmas, because it's underneath the same fucking trees, connected to the same mushroom gods that came from the esoterica. But nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes the idea that everything they've been told is a fucking fallacy. Or if I would give it to you in the delightful way, it wasn't a fallacy. It was actually you heard the story and you observed it through an, as I like to say, an exoteric construct rather than an esoteric construct, meaning outward or inward. So these stories, if they're understood through allegory, you could understand them and apply them to your life correctly. If you knew what Ishtar is, and Istar, and Isis, and you could understand what the moon is. You could understand what Christmas is. You could understand what the bunny is. You could understand what the egg is. You could understand what the mushroom is. You could understand what Santa Claus is. You could understand what Satan is. You could understand Satan Claus, and you could understand the red and white of the mushrooms, and you could understand the why Santa Claus wears that, and why the all of the eggs looks like because depending on the time of year, you can find certain types of mushrooms growing in underneath. Well, you could in cow shit in the spring, or underneath a coniferous tree at a certain time of year. So you can find these different ways of. Now those are even at that, it's still an exoteric principle of saying you need to go grab a mushroom off a tree. Like, you don't need to do any of that. You could also like realize, you could just, well, if you're a man, well, what do you got in your hand there, buddy? Seems like you're a mushroom god already, and the woman is just inverted principle of the same thing. So there's nothing external that anybody needs to do. It's like clean your body, and then your body will harmonize with the rest of the elements in nature, which happen to be the fruits, the vegetables, the mushrooms, other people, animals, even your environment, including the house you live in. You want feng shui? Feng shui is about like like right now. If you can see where I have this beautiful candle sitting over here, and the harmony of the house is perfect. Like, it's not, it's not the highest degree of perfection, but the colors are right where everything's sitting, and it's comfortable. It's beyond livable. It's a better life than I could hope for. I mean, maybe not hope for, but it aligns with the we would say algorithm of my own brain. So as soon as I start to concern myself with the proper adjustment of my own bodily functions, meaning I have a bunch of different organs that I'd like to work in a certain way, so that way I can look around me and make sure that the right books are in the right places, the right colors are, the right sounds, the right, all of these things will start to impact me in the way that I impact them. So I could start to draw, I could paint things, or I could walk through my environment and find colors and people and sounds and textures that will influence me in that same way. Which gets back to the most important part of all of this is, what are the arts? What are the black arts? What are the white arts? What are the whole, how does that all work? Most people are looking for some sort of, there's no ultimate goal here. Life, there's no goal to it. There's no race. There's no finish line. None of that. It doesn't work that way. Somebody, Ram Dass said, we're all walking each other to the finish line. Basically, he said we're all walking each other to the, but that's wrong too. I mean, I really, I wish it were so, but there's nowhere to go in life. Just do what you're doing. We're all gonna get to go hang out in the fucking heavens and just float around, as we're gonna be floating around like bumblebees and eagles and seagulls, and um, we can be on the earth like beagles, and we could be underground and doing whatever caterpillars do, and we could be doing all this crazy shit. But all in all, like, this shit goes on forever. That's scary. I get it, but it's not really, because you just take new form. You take new form. Could you imagine? You just get to have a new form every time you want to. Then you would never be without the ability to learn. You'd be without. You would always have the ability to learn. You'd always have the ability to expand. There'd be less of feeling um, trapped or isolated or without context for your next adventure. Because everything you do is an adventure. I don't care if you think you're going to go to your job tomorrow and have a very comfortable, safe day. Somebody at your work's going to say some stupid shit to you. And on the way to work, you might take the same trip, but then all of a sudden you got some asshole on the bus. Or you might be in your car. Uh, Hi monkey. Just relax, little one. Just settle down. I'll be right over there in a second. See? So like, I'm sitting here talking, and Ami wants to wake up during her little nap. I thought she was so comfortable. She was laying on the couch, just all comfy. But how does this all work for everyone? Where do you need to go? What do you need to do? What is what's going to improve your position in life? Which, as um, I get into juxtapositions, juxtapose to like put some light towards the dark and realize that if we get back to that tree analogy, which I think is very important for people, a tree is made of light and water, which are both clear, but then it grows up to actually provide shade to something. Because when it's hot, you can sit underneath the tree and it'll give you shade, which will cool you down. But it's made of things that are light. But the light, see, light can magnify things and it can defragment things and it can also um, cause something to cause shadow. To hold energy and to hold weight causes a shadow. The larger the larger the being, the greater the shadow that's cast. The larger the sun, the greater the energy. The greater the energy, the, the more you can cast spells, but the more shade that will be provided. See, most people think of shade in a bad way. And, hmm. So, why cast this? Why cast this in pitch black right now? Hmm. So, who's here? What's going on? Is anybody, a bunch of people in the background, or is it people I know? What's going on? Yeah. William Call, I know that. Shade is where you get the word hell. Hell is Hades. Thank you. Yeah. Hades is hell, right? So shade is when they say, "Oh, we cast in shade." Well, if you didn't know, Lucifer was the morning star, the light, or the light bearer, but the light bringer. Because the more light you have, the more shade you can cast. So therefore, on your feet is hell, and hell they tell you is hot. Hot is heat. The heat comes from the burning infernos that are what your soul is provided with. It's where Heliopolis comes from. Heliopolis is the city of the sun. Heliopolis. And even the Greeks knew about Heliopolis. So when you really understand, like, putting your feet on the earth, putting your feet on like your soul connected to the hell, to the Hades, the shade is the exactly, William. Yeah. So how you deal with shade? Well, fuck it. Fuck it. If you really are, if you really lightened up, if you're really bright, if you went to the bright program, if you went to there's a lot of schools out there that they talk about how you can get cast into different systems through the bright programs. Um, as you were saying, like bright has to do with light, and these things are provided by souls. One is the sun, and one is the earth. So you can have a black soul, which is the earth, which is soil, and you can have a bright sun, which is the soul, which is the sun. The sun is the soul, and so is the earth. So you get to figure out which one you want, unless you can just choose to play with both of them. And there's actually a third one too. but that's advanced practitioner mode. But yeah, man. Well, thank you. Yeah. Sepple Sanchez. You got an argument about fasting. I said, look up Zen Atman, and it was you up there, 40-day fast of the classicist. I mean, that's all I can do, man. I don't really, I don't really have, you know, i the world is full of free choices. Like, yeah, we all have freedom of choice. I don't think there's any, um, I don't think there's anything that you need to do in life. I don't think there's like some written code. I think we get to use our pens to explain the world in the way that we see fit. But for me, it's like, I mean, because that's the way I want to live. Is there's nothing else that would feel comfortable for me. To say anything else other than that. Like I can't bullshit people. It's because I don't like to be bullshit. So if I don't like to be bullshit, then I can't bullshit people. That's all there is to it. I'll tell you the same way I like to be told. Here's how it is. It might be a little aggressive to begin with because that's the way you observe it, but fuck it. Because I know one thing that anybody that I've ever been like somewhat aggressive with or like with or people that done that to me, we have a better relationship moments later than somebody that's bullshitted me or that I ever bullshitted, and then that's been a very few and far between. So we kind of just find our way through these portals and tunnels and wells and infernos and we become fountains of information because we're only feeding ourselves. And once you when you go and figure out what loot is or a pool or a tool or a loop, so you have tools, TOOL and LOOT. Tool is loot and pool is loop. So if you loop your pool, you get loot, which means the energy that goes through you is how you loop urine so you can find out how to make more energy off of yourself because we're in a system that they tell you is going to lose energy, but it doesn't. It's actually gaining energy. You gain energy by eating off of yourself. It's called. See, they tell you here. Let me tell you what they say. They tell you, well, someone built the earth off an explosion and everything. Well, they tell you a couple things. At first, they say this. They say, I'm gonna go ahead and say it this way. They tell you, and you got to listen real close. But this is mathematics 101. This is no, this is 400 level mathematics. I will solve every equation in the entire fucking universe with this. So they tell you that if you um, if you look at the second law of thermodynamics, if you look at these laws of thermodynamics, which are bullshit, by the way, that you can't ever create nor destroy energy. But then they told you also that in the beginning of the world, something exploded and then created all this energy, and then it's going to die out. And it's going to die out soon. So that goes against their own fucking scientific philosophy. So then I have to go, what the fuck are you talking about? So you're talking about entropy? They tell you that entropy can occur in one sentence. They literally say entropy, entropy, cannot occur because Nothing can be created nor destroyed. But then they told you in the scientific journals that something was created by an explosion of nothing. It sounds almost like the Bible. It sounds like they're both fucking retarded. Um, and then I have to go, well, wait, can something be created or destroyed, or how does that work? And then I have to ask further questions on that. And you can't destroy something, you can't create something. Everything's going to just change energy forms. But then tell you the sun's going to die out. And I go, well, what the fuck? How does that happen? So if that can't happen, so that's called entropy. What if the opposite happened? What if neg entropy happened? What if you could actually feed off of your own life? Wouldn't it be interesting if, say, you were a baby, and all you didn't eat any food? Okay, because, well, I'm just gonna give you, like, you could just go look at it yourself. This is literally what happens. You don't eat any food. All you're basically ingesting is milk. Um, you really don't ingest water as a child. That's weird. So you're just ingesting milk. And your body grows and grows. But this milk, which is just fat, and so you got some titty milk, grows a body to such a degree that you get bones and your brain grows and everything. You become smarter, more well informed than you can ever in your life in the first 5 years of your life, just sucking on some goddamn titties. All you gotta do is suck some titties with some milk dripping out of them, and your body's gonna grow. Could you imagine that? And then someone's gonna tell you entropy happens. You know when entropy starts to happen? If you get your fucking mind right. As soon as you stop sucking on titties and start eating dead animal flesh and start eating fucking boiled carrots and cooked dog shit. Well, I don't know if you had to eat dog shit, but I'm saying you start eating cooked food and all this other bullshit, your brain you stop growing. You slow down the growing process. The growing process, you could look at it, you could do the math on it. It's already been done, but do it for yourself. From the year that you come out the womb and start sucking a titty till about 5 years old, you grow and you're smarter than you could ever be, and you learn more instantaneously. And then all of a sudden at 5 years old, you go to the school system, they sit your dumb ass down and start feeding you stupid bullshit, not only information but food wise, and then you start eating all this cooked food and you stop growing. What happened here? What can anybody explain to me that, or am I just some fucking retard? Did I read more books than you? I don't know who's listening to this, but you better go check your fucking reference books to see how much the human body grows, the mind grows, and how much more information a child can obtain, and how flexible their system is, mentally, physically. We ain't gonna get in the spiritual realm, but we're gonna say physically how much the human body can move and grow as a child. So, what are we looking at here? A bunch of people that are incapacitated towards growth because they've been told and they've been fed a bunch of horse shit and horse manure. And I'm sitting out here saying we can reverse growth. We can reverse aging. We can reverse. Well, if you can reverse a tumor, that's called a growth, right? That was DNA that got jacked up, got all fucked up. We can fix that. That's easy to do. But I don't have a degree from a college. No. Who's gonna listen to me? No. Anyways, where was I going with all this? I was just having fun talking. Cephal Sanchez, who's Coy? What are you talking about? What's up, Shaman Clown? Several Sanchez, what are you talking about? Koi? What is koi? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pour myself another drink, and if you say what I think you're gonna say, you pretty much know what I'm gonna say to you, because if you even bring that fucking cum dumpster's name up, like that's ridiculous. Yeah, Koi the hopefully it's Shaman. Hopefully it's Koi the fish, and not what I know what he's gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna go piss into a cup. I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it on the computer so I never have to talk on this fucking thing again. Because if he says it, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Seffel? But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what you got to say. Pour myself a vodka and something. Oh, I'm so excited to find out what he said. I'm so excited, Seffel Sanchez. You're gonna ask me. You're gonna really ask me these kind of stupid questions. I already know what it's gonna be. I like people how to. I like how people set me up to answer dumbass questions. Cause I already know what you're gonna say. I already know who you're asking about. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Seffel Sanchez. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Well, okay, I'm gonna. Can I just breathe on this for a second? Koi fresco. Are you fucking serious, homie? Seffel Sanchez, come on. You're a real person, right? Like, right? I mean, come on. You're on my channel, right? I see you here a lot. Oh, fuck. Did you look? Have you looked at that dude's face? I mean, is he actually a human? Is he a computer animated system? Is he? I mean, come on, dude. Oh God. Listen, I never met him. You know, he's a. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm gonna do my best. I don't talk shit about people. I never met the dude, but his information. It's easy. It's easy to give people 90% truth on some like love and light bullshit and like not really be like oh really, come on. I'm not gonna answer it right now. Seffel, I'm gonna let you out of this one because that's just you already had to know what I was gonna say. You can't throw his fucking name up in front of me. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Oh my god. You know what I'm saying, man? Shaman, I know he tried. You know, not now, Seffel, I have to believe you're one of what's his name? What does he even have a name? How does he spell it? The koi fish fresco. I think you're one of his warriors to retard. I don't give a fuck what you. He waxes his goddamn eyebrows. I'm not saying not to take care of yourself and not make yourself presentable, but like yo, my man shines is like if he had I can't even do it, man. Whatever. I could probably meet him. He's probably a cool dude. I probably wouldn't get along with him at all because like I could just sense someone through the computer, but like all in all, like I ain't got a problem with him. But like he said some bullshit about flat Earth.
Like, cause he went off on some dumb shit. Cause like, I think he's just a repeater. He's a reporter, a repeater, and he shines up his shit, and he's like got a whole fucking hi, that kind of shit. Like I don't know, but I don't know. So I'm not gonna fucking insult the guy. But like me and him probably would not get along. I don't think. Maybe. Kyle. Lucifer Shield, filtering dark matter. I could hear you on that. You know what's funny? Earlier today, I seen the moon. As soon as my phone died, it was the craziest shit. I had the craziest day today. Um, Meeting a bunch of different kind of strange people and having some good old fashioned weird times. And I was walking home, and the moon was fucking gigantic. Like seriously super gigantic, so big that I noticed it and I said I need to take a picture of that, but my phone had already died. But then as soon as I got home and charged my phone and went back outside, the moon was very small again. It was almost as if something had altered in the reality. I can't explain it. I don't know how to point that out. Hi monkey head, what are you doing? Are you comfy? Are you comfy? Are you good? Do you want me to blow the candle out? Are you right? Yeah. Okay. Doggy's right there. So shit. Cephalus Sanchez, why doesn't he tell the truth? Come on, everybody. I'm gonna tell you two reasons, Cephalus Sanchez. No one tells the truth. No one, because no one knows the truth. There are a few people that know the truth, but you ain't gonna listen to them. Most people will give you 80, 80%, 80 to 88% of the truth. The rest of it is paid for. If someone comes up and gives you 88% of the truth, then you're willing to pay for the 12% lies and fallacy and fiction that if they give you 100% truth, you'd never have to pay for it. And they would have no they couldn't sell you anything. That's what it is. Like it'd be nice if but we live in a world, we live in a place, we live in a realm that doesn't allow mm, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make profit. It doesn't make time exist in the way that you think it does. If everyone were to tell the truth, yeah, this world would be fucking glorious. But we'd also be the same thing, and we would be beyond the Mayans. The Mayans actually had to put people in their place. They say, "Well, you were born this day, and this is your tribe, and blah blah blah." The truth is, we're all gods. That's the truth. But you can't. Yeah, the truth is you can't go out and just be like, "Hey, I'm a god." You can't do that. So that's the truth, but you can't do that. How could you do that? That's silly. So you can't go out and like tell people the truth. Tell people the truth. Here, number one thing. Who was it that said this? Somebody go look this quote up for me, please. No, not even please. Fuck you. Go look this quote up. Tell people the truth, um, and unless you make them laugh, they'll kill you. So if you're gonna tell someone the truth, make them laugh or they'll kill you. That's the quote. I think it was like Lyndon B. Johnson or somebody. I don't know. Because there's no way to tell them the truth. This is why everything needs to be like coded. This is why they say don't throw pearls to swine. That's the same thing. Stuff I know what you're saying, man. I didn't think so. Yeah, they don't know sis. Yeah. William, I got you. So our sun disk is just a filter, reflection shield, sort of. Yeah, I got you on that. That makes a lot of sense. I've seen a lot of different things, but I've never seen that perfectly for myself. I hear you on that. I was talking about this earlier. That light versus sunlight is two different things. I don't know, William Calestes, if you've looked up. Man, I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. Hopefully, I can find the videos for you. But maybe you'll just be able to find them tonight because you're on like a high vibe because of the orange drinking. But there's somebody that explains the difference between the daylight and where that comes from. It's kind of electromagnetic, and then the sunlight, which is more of a direct current of something. It's hard to explain because I don't. I've watched it and I get what they're saying, but I don't know the language correctly. So a lot of times when I'm explaining things because I don't know the proper words, it's hard to explain. Like if I knew how to say it in English, it doesn't mean I can go talk to somebody that speaks Spanish. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of shit that I say. You could go play. You could play my all my videos and all my audios for people that are in the scientific community and be like, this dude's a fucking idiot because I misused a word in between, say, frequency and modulation and harmonics and shit. That I know what they all mean, but I might misuse that because I know they all mean a similar construct. But then they'll listen to like, well, he took that out of context. Here, let me explain it like this. Don Tolman wrote a book. There was 1,400 pages, 2 volumes. It's called The Pharmacist Desk Reference. And I read the reviews for this book on Amazon. I already have the book. I'd already read most of it. And there was one asshole that gave it, oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 stars that said there was too many too many errors. There was too many typos and errors in the book. And I was like, this motherfucker just gave you a gift of the gods. Literally, this shit should have 10 stars in a 5-star system. 1,400 pages. And this motherfucker had the audacity to say, well, there were some typos in there. He literally, like, this whole thing said 2 or 3 stars, said there was typos, I couldn't follow the book. This shit was 1,400 pages and he misspelled a few words. The editing, he said there was typos and the editing was horrible. Like, that's what you were looking for? How are you looking for editing in a book that is literally about how your body and mind and soul works, and how every plant life works, and how memory systems works, and you're considering what did they spell the word right? And I was like, this is how the world works. You get on somewhere. This, I'm not even talking about grammar analysis. I'm talking about somebody that just took 1,400 pages and boiled it down to like there was 35 typos in the first chapter. And so that's the way that I do. Like that, like I might make a mistake with a word here and there, but B, I dare you go through all of my talks. Go see. I got a fucking A+ on my test. How about that? How about that, Professor? See, I'm just making a joke about that, but because I don't really fucking care if I got an A+. I'm just saying the information is there for people. People misinterpret it because they're too busy looking for They're too busy looking for something wrong, not listening to the entire context of the story. William, you feel like darkness is the clearest because it can't be distorted. Well, that's the thing about the black and white of the checkerboard are both wrong. There's a darker black than that, and there's a clearer than white. So the clarity is the clearest. It means empty space. So when we say empty space, we're dialoguing empty space with the information. When I say dialogue, it's like digital or to split something. So we're splitting clarity into, we're dividing clarity. And so clarity then becomes the opposing force of clarity would be density. So if I can take clarity, which is from me to the door, is complete. Like I'm looking at my door right now. It's about 15 feet away, 15, 16 feet away, and there's nothing between me and this door. I mean, there is air, I guess, and ether, and like something, but I can see the door. But to split the to split what is between me and the door, meaning there's space. How do you split space? And try that on. Put that in your brain. How do you split space? If it's already space, how can you break it in half? Where do you need to fill it up? So if we do it in the other direction, so one direction, split space. Okay, that's going to be too hard for your mind. So what do you do to fill up space? You'd put matter there. What is matter? Matter is not, they tell you black and white is masonry. So white would be considered clear and black would be considered matter. But no, matter is not black. Matter is not dark matter even. Like that's even wrong to say. It's not, because between me and this door is emptiness. And the only thing I can do is fill it up with something. It could be sound. I could throw sound across the room here and I couldn't even get to the door because it'd be too powerful. But it'd still be clear. So we're looking for densities. We're dealing with variables of densities. An empty space is almost what holds ohm. Try that again. The idea that a sound was the first thing. In the beginning, there was the word, or words, which is swords, and swords cut something. So if I cut open what is already infinitely nothing, what do I get? That's a confusing statement, but that's allegory plus all of the strangeness that occurs in life. Like how do you even deal with that? Like, okay, well I need to fill up the space. So you fill up the space with what? You don't fill it up with dark matter. You don't fill it up with white matter. What, am I going to put a brick wall there? Well, that's red matter, right? Or is it what's going on there? So you're trying to figure out what fills up empty space. It seems to be matter is filling up empty space, which produces time. So like, get back to what time is. What color is time, and what does time look like? Try that. Put that in your hat. See if that doesn't boil your fucking noodle. What color is time and what does time look like? Shaman, I got you there. What if the sun charges the matter and then the matter emits the daylight? I think you're pretty close there with that one, Shaman Clown. I think that's about the right one. I think that's correct. Yeah, I mean, William, you gave Shaman Khan the answer to what he said, because if everything is made of the charge of sunlight, even though it's not sunlight, and the density of reality. Yeah, I can't wait to do a fucking video with Ryan Cropper. It'll be the greatest day of his life. And I only say that to be funny because I love that dude. Ryan Copper is one of my favorites. He's one of the dudes like it's so weird because I've seen him in so many different yeah, but several challenges. I don't know that he would. I don't know that he knows who I am. There's a few people that have pretty big channels that know who I am, but um, Ryan Copper, I don't think he knows who I am. Thank you. E equals mc squared is not. There is no speed of light. Light only reproduces itself. But we could try that in many different versions of explaining that, which means that when a seed impregnates something, it has to do with sonoluminescence, and it's the energy of something which causes light to be born into something. You can't. This is Walter Russell's work. If you're not familiar with it, but I'm sure you are. Walter Russell spoke about this. Like, it's, nothing moves. There's nothing in the world that moves. It's always a production. You reproduce your second. If you produce a child, it's a reproduction. If you everything is doing it again. There's no movement per se in the universe. So to say that there's a speed to light is ridiculous because you can't. Somebody said there was a weight to light. That's dumb. That's fucking retarded. And to say there's a speed to light, no, it's not moving. Just like there's not a speed to sound. It's a reproduction. You know why there can be no speed? Because nobody knows what time is. You can't tell me that because you decided that time was well, look at how long just passed. You have fucking no idea. That could have been 5 years for you. That could have been 30 seconds. Nobody knows that. You don't know how long just passed? Like, where are we? Like, I mean, I'd like to come where you guys are, but if I had to walk there by foot, how long would it take? But if I get on a train, it would take me less time. If I get on an aeroplane, it would take me less time. Yeah. Yeah, the word van in backwards is naive. And I'm not saying that like a van is a great thing to be in because naivety is great. Like the nativity is great. But you know, back to the most important part of this. Yeah, you meant can. Oh, I thought you meant you had a van. uh, and you meant never. And a van. Okay, and a can. Yeah, yeah. I got you. But yeah, that's the thing. Is like, because you don't know how long something is going to take. I mean, why do they say how long will it take? They say how they say, uh, and when I say they, what I'm saying is the language that was granted or given to us was give a shit. Do you give a shit or you take a shit? If I go to the bathroom, I take a shit. But do you give a shit about things that are going on? And then you say, and yeah, well, when I was talking about the van was fucking interesting because like there's this whole dialect that occurs between giving and taking and what shit is and what like fuck all this shit and I'll take a piss and I'll take a shit. Why do you want to take piss and why do you want to take a you want to take a shit? Why don't you give a shit? You don't give a shit? Whenever I sit my ass on a toilet I give plenty of shit. I put it right into the water. I hate the idea that I give it into the clean waters, but then there's this, then you got to go through this whole the dialogue. And then I say, oh, did I just say dialogue? We're talking about logs. Is that poop? Making poop references here? You know? I don't even know. I don't know if Cephal. I'm happy to answer that, but I don't know if we're back there to that point yet, because you haven't even rubbed my shoulders. You haven't even like give me a hug. You went from asking me about um, the like one of the dumbest fuckers on the planet to like the dumbest shitbag to like, hi, I make these really cool videos and I look like a fucking like I should have a homo stash. Like that, come on. And now you want me to answer this right now? What do I think about archangels? I've already answered this. How can okay, I for me to answer that, I can't I can't so Cephal, for me to answer about archangels, that would mean I have to answer about my children. What do I think about archangels? Like, well, that would mean like, what does God think about angels that thinks about archangels? Hey, is Shaman Clown, try diaphragm. Yeah. Cephal, I've answered so many about archangels and shit. Like, come on. Like, I mean, what you gonna, what you gonna do with that, man? Like, I mean, I like the idea. Like, a lot of people come to this channel just to get sound bites off of me. Diaphragm, yeah. And I respect that. Like, that's cool. Like, if that's what you gotta do. But you know what? In the long haul of this shit, like, nah, my shit is good. You better check your fucking bags and inventory, and see if you actually will pass through the gates of Amaneta. Is that what's it called? Amaneta? Is that what it is? What's it called? Or is it Amanita? Like Amanita muscaria? Or is it called the gates of Amenti? How about that? What does this do with gates of Amenti? Hey, Cephal, I mean, I dig you, man. You've been around, man. I'm just playing with Cephal. I'm just playing with you. But I mean, you gotta accept where I'm coming from. Like, I don't know you from a bag of shit. But if you gonna ask me about some fucking like some cat that's got like like 100 billion subscribers because he makes his videos real nice and he's got like a bunch of fucking 8-year-old girls watching his shit and some people that think that like the chakras are real and then he could put like a green fucking symbol on his forehead and be like, like, oh, look, check me out, look at me, I'm really, I got braces when I was 8 years old and I got this fucking perfect ass face and I was gonna look at me. I might be a woman and I might not be and he's probably like 5'2" and probably has way too much estrogen in his system and he's probably a feminist. Like that's kind of where I stay with that shit. Like I'm like, you know, I you know I would happily like bare knuckle box that dude just to see like, are you actually a dude or not? Like that's easy for me. Like I'm not a big strong man. I'm just I mean I'm a fucking god, but like bare knuckle boxing. Let's get at it, homie. Let's just find out if you're real about your teachings. Because if he's real about teachings, then he'll be able to fucking. He'll be like, oh, well, we're not going to do that right now because I've got to do yoga. And I'm like, bitch, I'm going to do yoga when I fucking elbow you in the face. And he's like, well, that's not yoga. And I'm like, well, you don't know the name of yoga. You don't know what that is. And I'm like, I'm the drunken master. Watch. But anyway, Syphil Sanchez, are you sure you don't have syphilis? Hey, Syphil Sanchez, are you sure you don't have syphilis? I'm just, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Syphil, I mean, I dig you because I've seen you and I've chatted with you enough. But like, man, when you bring up some fucking crusty ass fucking like a bagel hole, like a faggot's bagel hole, like they like you know like that dude's probably gotten one or two penises in his butthole more than once at the same time. Like that's just what I see. Like I can't, I can't lie about this. This is how I feel about it. That's just how I see. So I don't know what to do with that. Like I just, eh, you know, it's like if I ask you about Miley Cyrus or like George Clooney or like Brad Pitt, I'm like, which one would you rather fuck first? And I'm like, well, I think I know which one you'd choose. That's kind of like weird to me. Why bring that dude's name up here? You sitting here you talking here like you talking to the motherfucking Zen Atman. Like, are you serious? You gonna ask me about some fucking twerp? Like, this ain't about popularity. This is about fucking context. This is about real living God material that's gonna improve your life. Like that dude is sitting there going, "Hi, look at I spend. I'm here in blackout mode." Has he ever made a video blackout mode? No. He makes sure that everything is seen live stream. Like he's like, "Hey, look at me. I'm fucking shiny and happy, and I'm gonna put all these cool fucking colors up on the screen. Make sure people follow my channel and put all the right tags." B, the only reason you're here is because you got lucky enough to find my fucking channel. Don't ask me. Don't ask me about these people, fucking stupid people. Don't do this for sound bites. That's gay. Don't be a homo. I mean, that's all I gotta say about it. Because I've had too many people come on here and say some stupid shit to me, and I've actually had people fucking do some long term trolling on me, and I hope you're not one of them because I've had it happen. I've had some people long term troll me over like months. To like come to my channel and like act like they're just gonna blow my hi, you're a cool dude, and then just say some dumbass shit. Mm. Don't really bother me so much, but it should bother you if you're doing it. So I'll just put it that way. Yeah. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know, I enjoy doing this. It's like, to me, this is artwork to me too. Like William Kyle, I know is a fucking like a real genius. Like he's a dude. He's a good cat. And so like for me at this point in my life, and this point in like this internet bullshit here that we're doing, if someone ever says anything to me and they don't have like a few videos of them doing something for themselves, like for me, like fuck you, like that's all I have to say. Like, I have no, I should already have like a whole team of people just cutting people off at the ankles before they come in this fucking room, because I don't have time for it. This is the only reason my channel is not big, because I don't have a fucking team of people just punching people in the face before they get near me. I should have bodyguards all around me, which I do. I have angels and I have demons everywhere. But, in the internet forum, you got a lot of bunch of fucking crackheads and assholes and gutter snipes and shitbags and sleeper crusters and crusty nutters and futter nutters and stinky buttholes and like shitbags that they just talk. They're not even talking. They're just typing, and they really have nothing good to say. It's like if I met you in person, you couldn't even like. I'm doing this real time, every moment. Could you imagine how much more brutal it would be if you actually interacted with me in person? This is me being soft on people. Like I got comedy fucking oozing through my fucking bones and out of my fucking pores of my like I don't sweat out of my hands, but I'll sweat on my hands if you come near me. Like you know what I'll tell you here's truth. I've smacked more dudes than I've punched. I've smacked more male humans than I've punched because I don't believe in punching faggots or bitches. And I've met too many of them and I'll smack them in their face. I'm saying that in the sense that, like, I probably smacked a dude in the face and got fucking beat up for it. That's fine. But I knew dead going into it that, like, this person deserves to get their face smacked. I've backhanded, I will pimp slack them, like, just, it doesn't really bother me because I've got punched by stupider people for dumber things. Mm. So I'm still trying to, scroll back to what the fuck were you talking about? You want to know about who? Who did he want to know about? Um, is that your boyfriend, Suffle? Or I'm just saying I don't get it. I still don't get it. Like I'm sitting here in blackout mode. Most cats out here, they got to put their pretty ass fucking. Like, I think he probably puts makeup on, He puts makeup on and says, hey, I use some crystals. I use some crystals and I do a bunch of fucking, I don't know, I dye my hair and use crystals. I don't, I don't got enough jokes to work with right now because I don't really pay attention to that fucking dude. But then, like, people bring it up, like, why? Like, what was my information not Cephal? Was my information not enough that you gotta worry about how I think about other people? Let me scroll back because why is it that I'm like I make all these shows and then people got to ask me what I think about these other people? Because I don't get it. I really don't. Yeah, thank you. Hey, Shaman Clown, I like what you do there. You adjusted my fucking mind frame. Um, Hey, I've been having a good time all day. I'm even having a good time with this. This may seem like it's going a little sideways or recluse, but no. Uh, yeah, man. I met this really. I'll tell you this story offline because it was really intense. It was really strange. Yeah. Hi, monkey. What are you doing? Hi, monkey. Here, come on. Here. Here, put your hand up. Here, that's gonna be way better for you. Put this here. Okay. I don't know. Here, here, come on. Here, come on. Come on. There you go. uh, oh, Shaman, I've not heard from Curtis. Hopefully, I'll hear from by this weekend. He texted me. He texted me like the day after you told me what's going on. I don't know if I told you the part um, where like I was like, oh man, I was counting in the wrong direction the vertebrae. Like there's like the top down and the bottom up kind of thing where you take a triangle and you flip it around. And so we were talking about like the 14th through 17th vertebrae. And then you said no, it was actually, and then I flipped it around. I was like, I was counting the wrong direction. And yeah, I'm gonna see him soon. I know that. It's just, it was. He told me he'd holler at me, and I didn't want to be like, when somebody's got like a physical problem or whatever. Like I didn't want to be up in his shit. Like, hey, I can fix all of your fucking life's worries or something. Like I gave him an offer, and he talked to me, and I said, okay, let me see what I can do about this. And then he called me. He's like, I'll talk to you next week. And I said, okay, cool. You know. Yeah. What's up, Proctor? Drunken Master. Yes. The Drunken Master. Yes, this is correct. I mean, there's no other way to be. I figure that when I'm sober, I'm half as good as I am when I'm two times as drunk as the person that is half as high as they could be, while the person that is eating at a buffet is twice as fat as I was high before I got drunk on how silly they were when they ate too much. But that's up for debate. So I'm gonna go fill my cup up, and we'll continue this conversation on for whoever's left here. Good to see you, Proctor. Well, all right. Isn't this been a fun one? You guys having fun? Who's left here? Who did I insult or piss off? Anybody yet? Or who did I inform and congratulate and make a better day of their life? See, I always kind of weigh those two options. I go, well, when's the last time I said something? Okay, well, it's been a long time since the syphilis Sanchez said anything to me. After he asked me about some shitbag that sucks cock for a living. But see, then we can take that and go like, oh my god, he actually he's got a really big following, and he must he must be really he must know something. He must know. Like that dude went off on like how flat Earth was fucking lame. Like, well, this dude is obviously paid for, paid for fucking cum dumpster. But hey, by the way, I'm gonna let everybody know right here. If I'm ever offered like $10 billion to say the Earth is round, oh, you better believe I'm gonna take it. That's for real. I'm gonna let you all know right here. This is the one broadcast I'll let you know. If somebody says, um, Zen, people really like you and they want to hear what you have to say, and I'm gonna have you tell people the Earth is round. I'm gonna give you $10 billion, and it's gonna last you and all of your relatives forever. Like, I'm not talking about $10 billion like in English, or in American, or in Spaniard funds. I'm talking like you have money forever. They say you have money forever and nothing needs to be paid for, and you're completely paid for, and everything is done, and all of your everything that you want comes to fruition through the monetary system. You all have to believe that I'm gonna take that offer. I was like, well, hey guys, the Earth is round. Didn't you already know? Because if you guys can't figure it out on your own, then you're fucking retarded. Because I already told you how it works. So if I take $100 trillion, Yeah. To anybody, any of you, they couldn't say you couldn't. You'd be like, no, I would never take $100 trillion. Yeah, I know, man. But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's where I always sit. Like, I have no doubt. Yeah. Torrin Garden, where am I? Where are you? Hey, Torrin, good to see you, man. Where are you? Um, you're in the middle of. Where the fuck do you live, man? You live in the middle of fucking some. In your garden, yes. Um, Torrin, are you in my mind or am I in yours? Let's play this game. This isn't the weird part of the internet. Torrin, am I in your mind? Why'd you say down to the mind? Is it because Shaman's here because it's in the down under? But Torrin, you're from Oklahoma City, right? Torrin, you're like 17, and you, yeah, I know this. Come on, Torrin. So who's doing what? And we gotta help you escape the downfall of Oklahoma City. Ah, Shaman Clown. He just said, but I'm always the top. Shaman Clown. Me and you would have to wrestle for being top. Don't shut up. I'm kidding about that. Shut up. Oklahoma is popping. You're popping what? Popping buttholes. Come on, Torrent. Oklahoma City is not a great city. Where have you traveled to, man? Torrent, where have you been to though? Have you? I'm gonna give you a few places. I know there can be many gods. We're all gods. I get this. I get this. So Shaman, have you? Excuse me, Torrent. Have you been to? I'm gonna give you some of my favorite cities. So Bloomington, Indiana. Have you been to Outer Banks, North Carolina? Have you been to Baltimore? Have you been to Philadelphia? Have you been to Boston? Have you been to um, let's see. Have you been to New Orleans? I'm okay. I was gonna leave that for last, but that's just if you haven't been here, you have no idea what the world looks like. Have you been to Orlando, Florida? Have you ever been to um, let's see, Orange Beach? Have you ever been to Arizona? Have you ever been to Chicago? Have you ever been to Austin, Texas? Any part of Texas for that matter, Dallas. Um, you know what I'm saying? So, Torin, I ask you this in the sense of like you cannot say at your. I mean, I get you, Torin. You're a god. I mean, B. I love you, man. You're the greatest. You're one of the greatest. Well, you know what? If I'm creating you, then I want to create you in a space that you want to be in, because I see you kind of freaking out sometimes, and I don't. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. You're creating me, and I'm creating you. I've been all over the United States. Actually, none of the states you mentioned. Besides, really, when did you do this? Because you seem so like um, beside yourself sometimes. To like like I never talk. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be like all up in your shit online like this. I'd rather talk to you like one on one, man. You know what I mean? But I always find like man, what the fuck is Torin doing? Like you've told me a couple things about your life, and I'm like, wow, it's very interesting. You know, like how creative you are, and how you get into things, and um like man, you inspire me. You know what I'm saying? Like and like there's this kind of um, inverse ratio of the dynamics of proportions of language and art and colors and techniques and all of these kind of things that we do. I get all that, man. But I'm like, man, I wonder what you, I wonder what you'd be like, just to like, hey, let's be human for a second, you know? I was trying to find that little, because I can see it in you, but I always wonder like, what would Torrin look like as like, because I get it, we're both not from here, B, I get it. but but what do you look like as in human form when you're not just tripping out all fucking day? Like you and William Kyle are pretty much the same. We're like, you probably don't eat mushrooms all day, but he eats mushrooms all day. California, Colorado, Arkansas. Colorado, I'm gonna go soon. California, everyone says I should probably go there. Arkansas, I've never been to Kansas or Arkansas. Um, but yeah, I mean those are all mid. You know what? Most comedians would tell you this one thing: the middle of the country should just get fucking blown up. You could just draw a circle around Arkansas and fucking Colorado, and you could just burn it. Like fuck them all. Yeah, Arkansas. It's Arkansas. Yeah, fuck it. It's spelled the right way. Spelled the right way. You fucking you dumb hillbillies. I'm American. I'm American. I speak it right. Yeah, there's only a few people on here that I'd really want to hang out with, and Torrin is definitely one of them. Because Torrin would be a fucking trip. Because I'd have to have him settle down a little bit. He's a fucking maniac. Not that I'm not a maniac. Not that fucking uh not that Shaman's not a maniac. Not that William Kyle's not a maniac. Not that fucking even Core Birth is a maniac. Uh and is anyone I'm leaving out here? Oh yeah. That dumbass right there. Up in the Philly Jersey area. Um, I'm gonna read this in a second, but what I was gonna talk. I didn't want to say his name because if I say it 3 times in a row, he'll show up. Not that I don't want him to be here, but I just thought it was funny. And what did you say here? Everything I put on the internet are works of art fiction. Okay, okay, Torrin. Here, let me challenge you here. Let me can I challenge your position here? All I am is creating. I have no normal human being with me. Well, that's ridiculous because you literally are typing, so you have to use physical form to do it. It's not all fiction. Do you even know what the word fiction means? See, you're saying something so like, um, I don't know if when you were in trying to figure out what your brain was doing. I'm here also trying to assist your mind to becoming more confluent, not fluent, but confluent into the. I'm trying to pull your brain out of the abyss of saying something to like, because you're using these words that you don't even know what they mean. Just like, so you draw and you know what drawing is, but you don't know what words mean. You know, you're using hieroglyphs that are out of your league, and then you say, "You're creating me, I'm creating you." Okay, and then you go into this. Everything I put on the internet works of art and fiction. That's not true. I mean, you can say everything is a work of art, but then you're gonna be fucking lost out in the ocean of nothingness. I mean, could you imagine, like, you know how often you fucking freak out, Torin? You know how often you freak out? Like on some fucking wild ass shit where you're just overwhelmed. Like that's not supposed to happen that way. Like you're supposed to have control in both directions. Like you're supposed to be childish. You know, when you sprayed yourself in the face with all that water, like I do that shit all the time. when you're like, I just want to do that. Like that's a good thing. But you're all supposed to have like it's not self control is not what I'm saying, because like you draw, when you draw, you just do this weird shit, and you're like outside of yourself. But have you ever drawn with self control? Have you ever just said, I'm going to draw myself a picture of, and then maybe yourself? Have you ever drawn yourself? Let's try that. Let's just start there. Have you ever drawn a picture of yourself? Let's just start there. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, Mayan Jin is what I was getting at. I'm not gonna say his name too many times. So, Torn, have you ever done it? And I don't mean to. I don't. It's not accusatory or anything. But I'm just saying, like, you have this. You have this, like, well, because you're also like, I don't like you're well beyond my stage of advancement in many ways, for many reasons. But you're also kind of like, I mean, what he is coming. He is the Mayan Janeba Don. Yeah, but yeah, I still got to get back to this Torin thing, man, because Mayan Jin doesn't need any fucking teaching. He already knows everything, or at least he thinks so. What's up, Jonathan Valentine? Let me just finish up this thing here with the Torin here, and that's all my life is. All I am is creating. No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Well, then it's not fiction. Then you can't. Then you don't know what fiction means. Every word I say has much more deeper meaning. You've never said a word. You just draw, homie. Is perception? Come on. Now you're trying to be quintessential. You're trying to say something. Every word I say. You're trying to be artistic. Okay, how about this? Hey, Torrent, have you ever tried to be actual? So what you're trying to do is be fictional. Try to be actual. Have you ever actualized anything? When's the last time you actually made love to a woman? When's the last time you actually created a sandwich that wasn't like fucking bananas and cream pudding and bacon and whatever fucking weird shit you do? When's the last time you actually created something that was like really good? Like, it's go, wow, everything is so fucking out there. Like, stop drinking 4,000 beers and eating 400 hits of LSD all day long. That doesn't make any sense. Your artwork is amazing, but like, if you're going to talk real. Like, don't be so vague. You're using vague language. Your artwork is precise because you use vague notions of conceptual identity towards the way that you use lines to construct reality. But when I use words, what I do is I know exactly what the fuck I'm going to say with every single moment, every single. But when you're doing with lines, you can get away with anything because no one can see what you're doing because it's always behind closed doors. But I'm saying it right here in public. Like, you need to get your shit together and understand and understand and overstand and pick one of those or pick all three, and then how do I draw like this? And then put the pen down and say, what are you actually? Like, but you're like 17 now. You're gonna get to like 50 years old and never have made love to a woman. You're gonna play that game. You're gonna never actually have a. But you do have a lot of serious relationships. I know that. I'm not being accusatory of you. I can already read your mind. I already know what you're going through. Um, but it's B, just you need to settle down a little bit and not think you can control all things because you're a little kid still. Like, yeah, I'm a goat god, so goats own kids, and I don't own you. I'm just saying, like, don't act like you grown up because you ain't all grown up yet. I could show you how to grow up. It would be like womp 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 womp. Just because you eat a lot of shit, just because you eat some fucking like weird sandwiches, you can't think it works the way that you think it does. People like you because you're cute. You're a cute motherfucker, and you make really good artwork. But that doesn't mean you know everything, because that shit might burn out real quick, homie. Like, and that's just to let you know, like, you're like 17, I mean, come on. When you're 30, that shit might not be flying. That shit might not be working for everyone. Because you know what? When you're 30, like, that's like you're 17, 13, that means 20. What year is that going to be? 2030? You be having 2030? You know what's going on in 2030? I don't know, man, but that's. Hey, Torn, I don't discount your authenticity. Hey, Torn, I don't discount your authenticity. I think you're the most authentic person I've ever fucking met. I don't research the word authentic. Okay, every word that I say, the drawings, they're just an outlet from my words. The drawings are just like breathing for me. Yes, I know, but breathing is easy to do, and art is easy to do, and drawing is easy to do, and authenticity is something else. But the word authenticity comes from author. Anyone can author anything. The fucking person that's a crackhead in a fucking in a fucking wagon behind the you know you could live in a fucking in a behind a Starbucks in a fucking you know who the fuck cares where you live? That's authentic. It means author. Authentic comes from author. So you could author anything you want. I'm just saying, like, you could author something that isn't genuine. So are you a genuine author? Genuine is different than author. Genuine and author are two different things. You know what? Here, how about this? You know who Daniel Steele is? Daniel Steele apparently is an author, and she seems to be a woman. I think it's an algorithm from a computer, but I don't know. But Daniel Steele has the worst fucking bullshit ass books you could ever read, but she's an author. She's authentic. I'm not saying your drawings are authentic. I'm just saying you're getting caught up in your drawings, B. Like, when's the last time? Like you seem like you're outside of yourself and not actually like you're doing shit and not even actually observing and enjoying your own shit. Like, you just keep creating and you don't have time to, you know. Have you ever do you? Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you put a seed in the ground and had a vegetable grow? When's the last time you took that vegetable and turned it into, say, a beer? When's the last time you either plotted the ground out and let 10 years occur? Because what you do, to me, it seems, is you instantaneously create. I do the same thing, and this is not a judgment against you. B, obviously you know this, but if you're creating something, create it. That's great. That's groovy. I love it. That's fucking magical. And you're inspiring so many people. But if you're gonna ask me like this, if you're gonna talk to me like this, come on. When's the last time you actually plotted some shit out and like waited 9 months for it to grow? No, you're too anxious. You got too much anxiety in your system. And then what happens after that? Do you ever make your own beer? You ever just like let it sit there for 2 months and let it develop? That's what I'm trying to say. Well, B, I don't believe see, Torrin, I would never be talking if I thought you were part of the monkey minds. Like, we're all part of the monkey mind, but I also believe that, like, hey, Torrin, who was the one? Hey, Torrin, let me ask you this question. Who brought up the idea of the God chat? Let's just stop there. Who brought up the idea of the God chat? And why are we in the? why are we in this room? Not now, but you know where you're at. Who brought that up? Who did that? No, there's no good answer for that one. There's no. Torn, you can't just live in the moment. That's that's an impossibility. That's the there is no way of living in the moment, because the only way you can live in the moment is if you even can have an idea of the past or the future. Without the idea of a past or a future, you don't even know what the moment is. You don't even know what now is. The only reason you know what Torrent, the only reason here, I'm gonna read this, but hear this closely. For you to know what now is, you have to know what later is, and you have to know what before is. You can't just say, I'm so fully immersed in the now. Which is some sort of knowledge, nowist, Taoist. No, you can't know this. You can't know the now. The now doesn't exist. The now has never existed. The Tao has never existed. Nothing now exists. Because as soon as it happens, the only things you can do is look forward to what's going to happen next, or what just happened in the past. You can't experience now. Other than when you're drawing, but then you're just caught up in that. And then you become an enigma of energy. And if you're an enigma of energy, then you can't even type. You can't even breathe. Yeah, got you. So let me see what you said here. So formless. Oh, you're not formless, homie. See, that's you trying to be all like artistic. I'm so formless without power structures. You know what you have a power structure of? How the fuck do you get your money? How the fuck do you draw? Hold on. Live in the moment, and that's all I do. Torn, come on, dude. You're not that smart yet. I do so formless without power. No. How do you draw? How do you draw? Here, I'm not gonna read your next sentence yet. I'm so formless. You're formful. You're texting on here. You're putting your fucking fingers on this goddamn keyboard. Do you know how dumb you sound? You're formless without structure and power. Well, you have power to make me say something, yes? Apparently, you're so powerful. Or wait, you have no structure? Well, the structure is I look at your artwork. There's structure there. That doesn't even make any sense. You're trying to act like fucking like I'm out of my fucking mind. I have no idea what's going. But I know everything. But I know nothing. Blah. That's dumb. That's dumb shit, homie. How can you change the world, B? What are you talking about? Uh, so change the world then. The only way you change the world is by changing the words, right? Wait. Look at this fun stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Well, that's why you're a little kid. I don't think the now is a beneficial place, but because we need structure and form. But then I scroll up here and I say, it's completely authentic everywhere I say. and we scroll through this, and I say, well, what I say, I'm just saying I say because I guess I'm torn at this point. I'm torn in between. It says, live in the moment, and that's all I do. I'm so formless without structure. And then you go down here, and you say, I don't think it's now beneficial because we need structure and form. But you just said, I'm so formless. Hold on. Hold on. Torin, go ahead. Do you want to take a screenshot of this or do you want me to? You literally said, live in the moment, and that's all I do. I'm so formless without structure. And then I go down 2 lines, and it says, I don't think now is the beneficial place because we need structure and form. But you literally said you're formless. So, can you help me with that? Can you help me with that? Well, Torin, I promise you, even though I don't promise anybody anything, I'm trying to help you with this. No one paid me for this. No, I'm not your fucking teacher. I'm not your fucking great archon or archetype. I don't have an idea, but I'm just literally looking at what you just said. Because most of what you say and your drawings are amazing, but you went from literally saying in the course of a minute and a half from saying, let's just try it one more time, I'm so formless without structure, to saying, I don't think now is a beneficial place because we need structure. That seems to be completely in opposition to each other in a matter of 2 minutes. So, yeah. Torin, you do a good thing. I'm just fucking with you, man. Hey. Torin, I'm just fucking with you. Torin, I love you, man. You're an amazing human being. I don't know. I don't. You know. You might be my fucking grandfather. You might be my youngster. You might be my brother. I don't fucking care. I love you nonetheless. But I'm just saying, you can't go from saying that to that and then going, well. You are a good thing, man. You inspire a lot of people, man. You inspire so many people. Torn, Torn, you help so many people. You have no fucking idea. That's for real. Because because on my channel, whenever I get a chance to, I make sure that people know who you are. And and you know what I know about myself? Not much of anything, but I know when I get a chance to, I help people out. And when I get a chance to help people out, you're part of it. Yeah. Shaman, I got you there, man. The pen and the paper. Yeah. Yeah, man. I would probably I'd probably cut off one of my um, one of my toes to be able to draw like Torn. But as they say, like the greatest artists, the greatest you know sports athletes, they say, if you knew what we had to go through to get to be this good, you would never want to go through this. And when I used to play sports to a degree, I'm like, man, this shit was difficult to get to this level. And then now people ask me, they say, "What do you do with your life, Zen? How do you do this? What are you doing?" And then I go, "Man, you really have no idea. You don't want to know what it takes to know what I know. You have no idea. You do not want to have to spend 15 years completely immersed in the hermetic arts of saying 15 fucking years of just study. I'm not talking about study 8 hours a day. I'm talking about study every fucking thing you come across. And so, if you think I'm not 1,000 years old, you'd be fucking wrong. People go to school so they can go figure out how something works, and then they do a test and they do this shit. I'm like, when I look at something, I go, I need to know how that works. And I spend fucking, 2 weeks, like, exploring that shit. So, no, I don't know that anybody really knows what it takes to be hermetic. And I don't know what it really takes to do what Torin does. To really involve yourself with the how tos. You know, you have no idea what it takes to do what Torin does. And so I'm saying, Torin, you're an extension of this freaky mind trip. Yeah, I'm not. Torin, I'm not catching the last thing you said. You said you're giving people vibes of questioning and anxiety without them even knowing. Well, Torin, I catch your anxiety, my friend. Like, you have to imagine there are people that have been where you've been. Um, you don't even study outside of yourself. My guys, hold on. I don't even study outside of myself. Torin, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Torin, just say, excuse me, Zen, I redact that statement. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Right now, you're on my channel, so I'm outside of you. Yes or no? Or are we all one? If we're all one, then we don't need to talk. But you're talking to me on my channel, and you say, I don't even study outside of myself. Yes, you fucking do. How the fuck do you do anything? How the fuck did you learn how to make this banana bread, fucking white bread, mayonnaise, and dog shit sandwich that you make? You can't say that. Yes, you are concerned without the beyond the moment. You can't say the first part. The rest part, yes. You can't say that though. You can't say I didn't study outside of myself. Everything is outside of yourself. Fuck is inside of yourself. Am I inside of you? If I'm inside of you, B, you wanna play games? I'll do it. I'll do it right online. You can see what's inside of you. But like, are we online? Is he across the computer? Is he across the stratosphere? Come on, man. You can't say that. That's some dumb shit. Oh, I'm inside of you now. Well, you know what? Fuck that. You're inside of me. How's that? How about? Now you. Hey, Torn, you can have some gay homo shit. Oh, we're inside of each other. What's up, Megas? Come on, Torn. You know I'm just fucking with you, but I'm just saying, like, you can't be so esoterical about everything. Like, there is a fucking world out here. There's a physical body. There is the art you produce, man. You can't like Torin. You're trying to disassociate. No, Torin's trying to disassociate from everything. I get you. I get what you're saying there, Shaman Clown. No, Torin's just trying to disassociate from everything. He's too young to do that. He had some fucking bad upbringing in Oklahoma. Like, it's gotta suck to grow up in Oklahoma. That's fucking terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible for sure. But nah, man, you can't just like, well, everything is outside of me. No. Yeah, I know. You can't be so esoteric about everything. You're welcome. Yeah, put it in there. Yes, I'm esoterical. The people that need to listen to me be esoterical, and I'm very. Hey, Torn. Yes, I have been. I've been to Oklahoma City. It's a shit show. And by the way, Torn, you've never met me, and most of the time I'm very exoterical. Like, when's the last time? Hey, Torn, when's the last time you grabbed the bitch by the back of her skull and pushed her face into the corner of a couch and fucked her from behind? Is that esoterical or is that exoterical? You know what I mean? When's the last time you just like, you had some beautiful woman. Like you could probably get beautiful women all day. Like play with your hair. Like, oh, it's fine. You're so lovely. And you're just like, but I'm just creating momentarily right now, and I'm so, you know what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous way to go about it. I've been there. I know how it works. It sucks. It's terrible. It's just terrible, yo. Yeah, Oklahoma City. To each his own. Well, I'm not. Oh, hey, Torin, you went too far. I'm not a he. I'm just an I am. Well, I thought we were the same thing. Should I go back through the works of art that you've just produced, or the words that you just said? To each his own. I'm not a his, and I don't own anything. And you can't be too near me. Torin, you know I'm playing with you, and I love it. This is a really good back and forth. But I hope you get what I'm saying, man. I think you're discounting the physical reality we live in. I think you're, yeah, Torn. Here. You're doing what they always do. You're doing what the children always do. You want to infinitely expand, but you know what? As soon as you get out there in fucking outer space, there's gonna be one day. You know what? Then stop eating. Then become a breatharian. Then do that. But the truth is you can't do that because you're not capable. You're not capable of not drawing. You need you do. You need ink, which is made from material to draw your fucking artwork. Okay? So put down the fucking pen, you freak. See? You can't do that. You can't put down your fucking you can't put down your food. You can't put down anything. So get involved in the real world, homie. You're not too focused on physicality. That's the problem. You're too focused on mentality. Man, I'm watching you do it. If you were focused on physicality, you'd be actually... No, what you do is you use mentality, use physicality by using a pen, but use your mentality to just, you automatically draw. You're not actually using the physical form. Get yourself... You know what I mean? I'm saying, B, you're a good-looking dude. Where's your girlfriend? Where's your girlfriend? What are you doing? Can you hug up on some chick? Does somebody do you get hugs every day? Yeah, you should be confused. Because you've been confused with what you're doing. Your confusion is, what are you doing? Are you doing art, or are you trying to illuminate people with words, or are you just trying to like rap, or what are you trying to do? Like, what is your efforts? How about stop all that shit and just enjoy life? Remember me and fucking Maya and Jen were just going off on you, being funny, and we are like, yo, B, it's summertime. Just go get yourself a lady and go talk to a girl. Get off a line. Stop talking to us. Go find... Come on, man. Really? Hey, Torin, do I make you feel uncomfortable most of the time? Like, most of the time, I think we're pretty good, right? Like, right now, I might be a little, like, sensory exceptional. You know what I'm saying, man? Go find yourself a girl, man. What you doing? Go touch a woman. Go. I don't know if you into dudes. Go do that, man. I don't know what the fuck. Man, Torin. It's not. It's like this, man. Okay, here's your dilemma. You're way too good looking. That's the truth. You're artistic, and you have a brain about you, and you're good looking, and you have all this shit going on for you. That's the problem. Yes, because you're too important. You're too powerful. And then you go, what do I do with all of this? And then you get really too left-brained on it. You get too like, how does this work? How do we do this? To just go find yourself a little fucking kitty. Go find yourself a little girl. Just go find yourself a little something. I don't know what your love life looks like. I'm not gonna ask about it, but go find yourself a girl and just go explore the summer. This is the summer, man. Go jump in some water and go jump in some pussy. Bury yourself in some pussy. Just enjoy that, man. Have a summer about it. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Like life. If you already know life is everlasting, then you should have like a fucking season for this and a season for that. So go just there's got to be a bunch of chicks that want to be your girlfriend. That's for serious. Am I wrong with that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you just got like a bunch of art freaks, which is fine, but man, dude, just so you want to share that with everyone. How do you suppose, Torin, that you share that with everyone? How do you suppose that occurs? That you share your everything? Do you think it's just through drawing? But because you remember, drawing comes through physicality. Okay, well there you go. If you can't just be with you, then just like start throwing your fucking I think you want me to say the word peener, but just start fucking just like make love to women. I don't know. Get into the Tao. Get into the Tao practice. Get into the way of making love to a woman. I don't know, man. Like you know, drawing and picking flowers and painting and all of this shit is groovy, man. But if you can do all that the way you can, because you're a very caring and kind and humane soul that you could take care of a lot of things, dude. You should probably have like 5 or 6 muses. You should probably have 5 or 6 women. I'm talking about women. I'm not talking about like you know, stupid little fucking bitches and shit. I'm talking about like you could have like a couple honey babies, and you could have a bunch of women that was like, whatever you need, Torin. Like that's where you're sitting in life right now. You just like women everywhere that are gonna muse you out. That's what you need because you're too focused on the creativity in one sense, but you don't realize no one needs to see like when you draw something, everyone sees your creativity. But when you make love to a woman, no one ever gets to see that. Does that make sense, man? Like you all see me on here and I talk like this. But I talk like this because I've made love to a lot of women and a lot of women have made love to me. So I talk in a very curious way because I have all of their energy in me because I've been with them. I don't just draw everything down on a piece of paper. If I drew all their bodies out, that wouldn't make any sense. I hear you, my guess. Well. Okay, well, Torn. Well, the women aren't around you because you live in fucking. Where the fuck do you live? You live in the middle of fucking dog shit Idaho, white woman central. Have you ever been? Hey, Torrin, have you ever been with a Chinese woman or a Asian woman or a black woman? You ever been with a real ghetto ass bitch? You ever been with a bitch with burn marks on her shoulders? You ever been with like 2 lesbians? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just asking, man. I'm not being condescending or anything. I'm just being funny with it because you're from like a tiny little town that just is dog shit white people that stole on the natives. And so if you ever been with a native? You ever been with an Indian girl? Like Indian dot or feather? Have you? I just asked the question. You only got to answer it on here, but I'm giving you a reference to like energy. And if you want to really know how to draw, then you should figure that out. I mean, you can already draw way better than I can, and better than 99% of the fucking planet. You're a fucking genius, but like you're missing out on your own experience. I'd rather have you never draw another fucking painting or draw another, because it is pain to draw. So I'd rather have you give all that shit up, and I'll give you whatever you need for the rest of your fucking life for you to like fucking experience life, because it seems like you're focused too much on exporting knowledge that you don't have out of drawing symbolism than actually experiencing life. And I'd rather see you enjoy life, and have someone love you the way that you love drawing. Well, what's up, B Ranches? Good to see you, my friend. You know, Daniel Benson now. Um, I hear what you're saying, but here's what you're missing on that part. You people can't take off of me, because if I put a spirit in me, all they can take is the spirit out of me. I'm already myself. I already exist this way. I can fill this cup up 1,000 times, and you could take all. In fact, I suggest you take all of this off of me, because I won't have a hangover in the morning. I'm still entertaining, and this is just a build up to well, whatever tomorrow is. Who fuck knows? I can't know. Nobody got me drunk. Who's paid? Anybody want to buy me a drink here? See, nobody got me drunk here. Branches. Oh, Torn. Let me go fill this up, and I'll respond to your inane. What the fuck did you just? Oh, Torn.
All right. Mr. Torin's garden. Here you go. Torin, you still here? If you're still here,
Yeah. Huh? What you say, real quick? Huh, yeah, are you comfortable? Can I help you? Can you put your, can I get a little thing for you? Yeah. Yeah, lift your head up. Here's the scrubs. That's good? You're not really sitting. Is that good? There you go. I'll go and get my foot and I'll be right back, okay? There's my foot. There's my foot. Here. And grab that. Mm. Uh, Anybody know about female Jezebel spirits? Of course we do. Torn, whether or not you're here, here's your answer to the question. It's not even an answer to the question. It's what it actually is. Hey, let's try this. So, hey, John Short. Let me finish this. So, Torn, I'd rather have you in your life drop the pen, drop all of your artwork, and never ever draw again if you were happy. I would curse you. And it wouldn't be a curse, but it would be a magical spell. But I would never do that. I would never. I would never. But if I knew that you'd be happier for being yourself and being comfortable and having everything that you um, desired in the correct way and the weights and balances, I would hope you would never draw again. Even though I enjoy your drawings and I know everyone does to such a fucking high degree that people be like, for the rest of your life, people be like, can you draw me something? And you'll draw and you'll draw and you'll be in this little workshop and just be scribbling on the paper and you're making these most amazing things. And it just sound like this. It would just be this, and you just keep doing that and you'll be like, out here in the fucking space cadet alien syndrome bullshit. Like, and I go, man, I would take that away from you if I could, for you just to be happy. Not looking for anything, not searching, not because the scribbles that you do is searching. You would never need to draw again. Do you understand what I'm saying? In that sense, like there's nothing to draw if you already have it. You was unhappy before. You're happy drawing? Well then, then keep drawing. But that's hey Torin. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong here. You know what's an addiction? Drawing, eating, drinking, sleeping, being awake. They're all addictions. If if what it takes for you to be happy is drawing, then you have an addiction. You have an addiction to drawing. What what if you were just like could you hang out with people without drawing? You go to a festival, and here's the thing. You go to a festival, what do? Instead of enjoying the music, you actually draw. Instead of just listening to music and fucking dancing, you draw. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that kind of fucking weird? Like I'm not saying like it's weird. I'm saying like, oh, there's some kids that fucking suck at dancing. There's other kids that draw, and there's other kids that do drugs, and there's a bunch of shit that goes on. But isn't that equally as fucking absurd? Drawing is being yourself. I don't agree with that at all, Torn. I mean, it's not me disagreeing with you. It's disagreeing with the words that you said there, because I used to think playing sports was being myself, and then I thought meditating was myself, and then I thought cooking was myself, and then I realized all of it is me and none of it is me, and there's nothing that provides me with any stability, but you're finding some stability in drawing, which is so separate from you. It's something that you have to do. You have to go through the process of like it'd be like me going in the kitchen right now. I'm like, here's how you cook something. That doesn't do anything. That's just something I know how to do. You're not smarter. You're not. What are you accomplishing? Are you trying to accomplish something, or are you just being? That's just being you. I disagree. I disagree fully. I disagree fully on the concept of there's anything they need. Like, eh, here's what the really good monks did. They said there's nothing to do, and you just sit there. You just sit there. Now they were wrong too, because some of them were addicted to sitting there, which is lame as fuck. Because we live in this world where we're supposed to be uh, participating. We can be addicted to doing new things. See, now we're getting confused. So we go, we're addicted to new things, and then some people are like, well, I want to go to my bowling on Mondays afternoons, and then I'm gonna go to work from 9 to 3 Monday through Friday, and then Tuesdays I got a softball, and then um, Saturdays I'm gonna have this little, and then I've got all these girlfriends. They go get married, and we're gonna go to these, and so they're addicted to these kind of like whatever the fuck they're doing, because they got a schedule. And you got other people that are addicted to no schedule. Like I'm addicted to a no schedule to the most part. That I go, well, I don't really know what I'm doing tomorrow, so I'm addicted to that. I can't relinquish that, but I accept it as such. That I go, well, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be fun. So then we find ourselves back at what is actually enabling us to have fun, and what is and that's the word, enabling us. What is it? And that's a far look at something. Like what is it? What is the thing that allows us to have fun? And then we say, okay, how can I have fun? Okay, how do you mean how? Okay, so it's not a God, so it's not enabling us. And then how do we are we doing it? How do we have fun? Is it with someone else, or is it with our own? Can we just draw? Well, okay, well we're drawing something, but then we go, well, if you're so good at drawing, should you be able to just sit there and just relax and go? I think we're pretty good for right now. Then immediately, when I say immediately, what I mean is like you could spend 3 weeks doing that. Wouldn't there be a point where you go, okay, I've done enough with the meditating. Can't I enjoy an experience? Which means like, can I eat this? I've already fasted. I did the urine. I did the water. I did the all this. Can I make a mistake here? Can I eat some pork ribs? Can I eat some pussy? You know, that's. But what are you supposed to do? Because you're here forever. So what do you do? How do you make this world better? I mean, are you concerned with that? Are you concerned with yourself? Are you concerned with how to not be like how not to fuck things up? Is that how people work with their life? Like, let's not fuck this up.
I mean, that's how most people start. Like, oh, somebody's gonna yell at me if I fuck this up. This world is fucked up, son. This world is royally fucked up. It's not your fault, but oh, but can I fix it? Yo, B, I tried to fix this world for 7+ years. I said if I'm a vegetarian, everything will be fixed. That shit did not change. I guarantee you it didn't. I was making sure there was no beef broth in my fucking soup. I made sure everywhere I went it was vegetarian. All I did was piss people off, and um, it didn't change the world. And here I am today, going, what am I supposed to do next? So avoid the world? You're here forever. So that's how to interact with it. So here we are back to Torin. So what's up, Torin? Torin, I just sit here. I sit there. Life is fucking weird, Mike S. Yeah, chop wood. Exactly. This is what we're doing right now. We're just chopping up bullshit. I sit there and then nothing's happening with the ideas. What's the point of quitting when it's become a part of me? Not trying to fix the world is just trying to impact it. I did change the world. You pissed people off because they had to worry about not giving you animal meat. I don't understand what you're saying there, man, but. Oh, no. I mean, John, sure, you know what I'm saying. Like, I know that. I know that. But when I really went after it, when I was like, hey, I was like 7 years in Tibet. I was 7 years in Tibet. I was like hanging out with Brad Pitt. 7 years in Tibet. I did fucking vegetarian is hardcore. Not a fucking thing changed in the world. That's for damn sure. So I don't hold myself accountable. But then when Torrance really trying real hard to like, I just don't get, if I did change the world, I piss people off. Hold on, hey, Torn, not trying to fix the world, you're just gonna try to impact it. Okay, I got you there. It did change the world. You pissed people off. I did. Are you saying, Torn? Are you saying I did? I had to worry about not giving you animal meat. Are you saying me or are you saying you? I'm just trying to figure that out because I'm trying to figure out what you're saying there, Torn. Mike S. Animal flesh tastes like crap. I never taste animal flesh, but I know that without question, um, you might be wrong about that. If you ever had some Popeyes chicken, some fucking chicken flesh, the boiled, oily chicken flesh. Yeah, Torin, you know what I'm saying though, man. I'm just trying to get you like I don't want you anywhere. I don't want you to like know what I know or do what I do or be like I am. That's not what I'm saying at all, my friend. I'm just trying to like when I was your age back in the day in 1925, that's it'd have been nice if I had even like a little piece of that wisdom. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go scoop some food in my mouth, and then I'm gonna come back over here in like 36 seconds. How's that?
Okay, I'm horrible at counting. That was it was definitely more than 36 seconds. It was probably more like a minute and 8 seconds, but what's up, my guess? So I wonder when your name is Mike S. Is it my guess? Is that what the is that what it comes out of my mouth? It says my guess or my guest. I think you should put a T on the end of your name. Well, thank you, he who Benu. Yeah, I just try to go with the most immediate feeling that I have, and the most immediate feeling I have somehow translates into words because I'm not very worried about what I might say. So, like, no one pays me for this. So, the translation from my feelings to my words is uninterrupted by some like it's interrupted later when somebody's like, I own your live stream and I'm not gonna pay you for this, and the 82 cents you might make is cut off. Like, that makes sense to me. But like when I'm saying it, eh, eh. Torn, yeah, man. That's the So Torn, you talk as much as I do, but I don't know other than like even when you're drawing, I think there's some sort of addiction there. Have you ever thought about the word addiction? I've done this before. I don't know if you were really following my channel at that point. Addiction comes from the word diction. Diction means to dictate. Diction comes from words, and to dictate is people that dictate words to you. So maybe you should try drawing circles. Thank you, John Shore. Thank you, my guest. So Torrin, try drawing circles, um, and then use your opposite hand because I know you're right-handed. And after we talked about it last time, and burping is very good, by the way. Um, just try to get outside of that. I don't know, like as you're drawing, there's you actually made me stutter because I think about people when I'm talking, through them or about them or in a way to enliven their spirit. And there's something that's, stuttering. Did you have a stuttering problem sometimes? Did you have a stuttering problem as a child, man? And I hate it, if it's too much like to deal with. Like if I just like really caught that like that, feel free to hit me on the, where you know where I'm at. I'll talk to you on that. But that's huh. Man, I just got this really I got this you have this memory back to some other place in time. And I remember there was like four clubs that I was trying to get into, and it was in this. There was like a bar and three other clubs in this really strange area. It was in the middle of Indiana. But it was a dream. Mm. I don't know why I think of it right now. It had no sense in the world other than, hmm. Oh yeah, stretching and yawning. This is why dogs do it. Oh, Torn. I mean, you know how I talk. I stutter. I stutter too. It tends to be off of the people that I talk to and how they communicate that I will adjust the way that I speak. You see, I might higher pitch or lower. I will lower down the volume, or I will go through these. Sometimes I stutter on purpose to make an effect. I'm not excellent at. I'm not doing this all for like a purpose-driven reason. I'm not trying to control people. I just I get a general sense of energy through things, even if through the computer. And so I didn't think you had a stuttering problem. That's not what I was saying. I was just wondering if you ever did. Um, because I wonder if when you're not being. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Tarn. There it is. So it's like when you're drawing so fluidly. But if you stop drawing, would you start stuttering? Do you think the fact that you are so fluid in your drawing, if you were to stop doing that, that you could maintain a conversation without hiccuping on something or stuttering or putting too much gas in the when you draw. Have you ever, hey Torin, can you let me ask you this, can you drive a clutch, can you drive a stick shift, and could you learn, and do you think you can learn how to do it? Like your car is obviously a fucking automatic. Has anybody taught you how to drive a stick shift? And could you? Because that has a lot to do with stuttering, and if you could drive a fast car. You ever driven a fast car? I mean, I'll give you those two questions. Pendiculating is also good. That's John Shore. That's a really good word. Torn, me and you actually. Well, I say you driving a car. What do you mean? I actually don't drive. I saw you driving a car. What are you talking about? First of all, the conversations, quiet or over talk. Me and you would talk. I don't think either of us would over talk each other. I mean, we would for a second, obviously. Like anyone in the chats that we were talking about earlier. Uh, who is driving? What are you talking about? For real? Huh? Yeah, John Shore. Um, my stutter is only like I would say it's the same as Torrin said. We stutter on purpose. I definitely do. I do it around certain people to get an effect out of them. I do it for more comedic value because I have pretty decent control of the English language, and the only people that cause any kind of stutter in what I'm saying is like when I just go, you gotta. It's usually I started to slow other people down. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. I hear you on that. It really depends. It really depends on the purpose. I mean, obviously, no one has 100% control of their language. You know, like we make an attempt and we go. See, I said you know we. And it becomes funny to me, so I get a kick off of my own stuttering habits, which tend to be off of somebody else's something that they're saying, and then I go, and they'll trip on it, and then I'll just laugh at it. Yeah. Torrin, you're so serious. You're so serious, Torrin. I can't. You know what, Torrin? Go get yourself some pussy, homie. Me and Mayanja and Abaddon already told you, dumbass. Go get yourself some pussy, and then we'll talk to you after. Like, have you even got laid ever in your life? I don't mean to be insulting. I'm asking a question. Are you still a virgin, man? Are you that? How do I work with words and angels when you trip yourself up from staying ahead of yourself? Yeah, that's Hehu Benu. Hehu Benu. Um, that no, that's the most difficult thing to do. Is there's a certain amount of profiting. Like, I mean, not like making money, but profiting, like knowing the future, and throwing tarot cards, and playing with astrology, and knowing that where this will go will be a good place. So I start some of my words and some of my sentences and some of my the ideas that I have from a place in the future. So I'm developing right now as I'm speaking something to answer your question, which is, how don't I trip myself up? Because I don't think about what's right in front of me. I think about, if you were to run along a track, if you were to get on a mountain bike, you would see a few feet ahead of you, maybe 100 feet ahead of you, and you would follow this path because you wouldn't be looking right in front of you. And so when you're talking, when you're making sounds, I'm not making sounds from right now. I'm looking at what's going to happen at the end of the placement. I put a block of magnets way over there, and that's what I'm getting to. And hopefully I can get to this point that I'm trying to make, which is, some people irrelevant, some people retarded, some people, it'll cause them uneasiness. It's irrelevant to me. So I don't really. There might be a juxtaposition in what I'm saying. There might be cluelessness to some people. There might be a fault in what I'm saying. But for the whole, like, just to have integrity, I go, I might stutter, I might trip over a couple things, but I can already see the future, and whatever I just said was fucking awesome, and I'm gonna stick by it. I don't really fucking care. And here we are, and I'm gonna scroll through and see what the fuck you had to say. So there you, hey Bennu. That is, um, I tend not to trip myself up in words unless, of course. Most of the time, what I'll do is, like, earlier today, I was talking to someone, and it was like the first time I met this person, and we're sitting in a bar, and we got in that point where there was nothing to be said, and we just sat there, and she looked at me, she was all kind of confused, and I looked at her, I was like, hey, listen, your best friends, you can sit there in silence and just stare off into the distance, and realize there's nothing that needs to be said. So the way you said it, I actually have had intercourse with a female. I'm not laughing at you, but why did you say I actually had intercourse? Are you a computer Torin? No one has ever said at 17 years old. No one says I had intercourse. They say I fucked this bitch, or I knocked down this whore, or I made love to this woman, or I copulated But no one says intercourse. Um, Torin, did you use a rubber? Did you use a rubber or did you go raw dog? I hope that's not too much of a question, but did you go raw dog on her, or was it you know was it like metal on metal? uh, hey Torn, you said how can I fix my spine and my what's S bit? What is that? Hey Torn, what's the next word mean? How can you fix your spine? There's a couple things you can use. I'll send you something, man. Talk to me tomorrow. Like I'm all tanked up at this point. Um, I can tell you how to fix your spine, but I don't know what S bit means. What do you mean? My spine and did you mean shit? My spine and shit? Without going to massage or Reiki? There's a couple really cool tools you can use, and there's a couple people I'll put you onto on the internets. Yeah, because hey who Benu, it's because everybody wants to fill up space. Torn, have you ever been with a woman like or whatever I don't know what you're dealing with. Um, have you ever raw like full on without rubber? Because that's like yeah, that's not energetic, man. You ain't playing with real energy yet. I'm not suggesting you do, but I'm just asking. Have you ever without? Because that's a whole different experience. That's like could you imagine drawing with the fucking rubber, the tip of your pen? Huh. Let me check out. See, got me studying over here. Mm. Well, most people are not comfortable with empty space, and so what they do is they try to fill it up with either they draw on the page or they speak into the air. It's like right now, if we were just like, it tends to be something towards um, needing to be right or needing to close a closure of something, but it's usually righteousness. You ever get in an argument, someone has to be right, and so that's what you're trying to do with that space. If you're driving along the highway and you see this big open space, you're gonna put your car over there. It's very similar concept. Like one is a physical thing, one is a mental thing. Like I could just put my brain over here. Everybody's always trying to fill up a little space over here. Look at that. There's nothing over there. Let's just go color in those things. Oh, isn't this nice? Isn't it the best thing ever? Yeah, John, sure. Yeah. Yeah, John, sure. It's nothing, it's You know, the last time I put a rubber on, um, this chick, it was hilarious because of the chick that was like, well, I think it worked. I think it worked out perfect to be in the long run. To be honest, it was a chick that I would never really have fucked, but I was just like, I was down on my luck, and I didn't. I just hadn't really gone out, and this one chick wanted to like, hang out. So I was like, cool. And then she's like, "Oh, you got a rubber?" I was like, "Nah, I don't really fuck with rubbers. That's crazy. Like that's." She's like, "Well," so I threw a rubber on that she had, and literally like 2 minutes into the act, like I couldn't even maintain a hard on because I couldn't even fuck her hard enough because I couldn't feel her. That I lost my fucking hard on. It became literally like one of the worst three sexual experiences I've ever had in my life. I was like, well, and I apologize. I'm not going to be able to finish here, and I can't fuck you anymore because I can't keep a hard on because I have a rubber on my. I was like, they didn't have that in the 1800s or the 1700s or the 1600s or the 1500s or any other time in life, but all of a sudden, uh, it seems like something to do with the church and condemning and condoning and condoms. But whatever. That's just one little Zen story. Mm. Well, John Shore, all the rubbers for me are way too loose. They just fall off. They just end up finding their way into the butthole. No, I don't. No, not, no. Excuse me. Yeah. I don't know anything about them. I have no idea what they cost these days. I don't. I come from another time. Sheepskin is everything. Well, apparently, at this hour, all of this shit is going to go on private. Even though there's a lot of really good information on here, um, I know that only a select few will make it through these videos. But who's left on here? Hopefully I didn't I didn't terrorize Torin too much. Yeah, well, that's too bad, John Shore. Yeah. Best thing about being me is I don't have any children. I'm not gonna have any children, and yeah, I practice tantra, so it can't happen. So I just maintain my fluidium inside the body. Or I fucked up real bad and I have like 4,000 children. Yeah, man, I get it, dude. It's teaching people is a long process. That's why like I go through between the is there hope in this world or is it completely fucked forever? Like my heart says, "Oh, the world's going to be fine. Everything's good. Just relax. Everything's fine." And then my brain goes, "This world is fucking dumb. People are stupid." And then I get into that whole George Carlin, like, okay, that dude lived for a long time and watched a lot of shit happen, and he's a comedian's comedian, and he would just sit there and just crack on everything. I'm like, oh, this dude just like saw everything, and he realizes how fucked up shit is. But then my heart says, yeah, but that was during a time like we're here in the computer age, and we can fix things, and let's just let's just get along here, and you know what I mean? That kind of shit. And I go, the children of today, these dumb assholes, these. Then I go, the teachers are all fucked up. I go through that whole thing. I go, well, the best thing for me to do today is eat well, take a nap, and wake up in the morning and try to inspire people. That's what I got left. Oh, Bill Burr. Bill Burr is amazing. Bill Burr is fucking the most amazing comedian. And in fact, John Shore, your boy, your boy put me on to one of the most amazing comedians. His name is Theo. Theo. What the fuck is his name? Theo Vaughn. Theovon. He's actually New Orleans native. He's not from New Orleans, but he's from a little. He's from south of here. But he's got this. He's got a really good voice for it, like the way he goes about it. He's he's a genius comedian. Yeah, Theo Vaughn. If you don't know who it is, and yeah, if you ain't got no money, yeah, Theo Vaughn, Von, Theo Vaughn. Yeah, he's a southern dude. The video that he put me onto was, what is it called? 36 pounds of hamster bones, 30 pounds of hamster bones or some shit. You'll find it. You'll find it. Theo Vaughn, 36 pounds of hamster bones. Hamster bones. Yeah, yeah. Hey, have a good night, man. We'll see who's left here. We'll see who we can fuck with. Because apparently, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd Torin go? He kind of jumped out of here. Cheers, man. I gotta take a nap too soon. This has been fun though. Cool, man. Good to see you as always, John Shore. You get cut. I enjoy seeing you here. Jonathan Valentine, what's going on, man? And fucking awesome to see your face on the video, man. Talking, you talk some real shit, man. I appreciate that. It's always good to see people that are like, you know, I said this the other day, well versed, good looking, not retarded, talking about like anything important that especially like, I don't know if you're into all the like, um, let me put it this way. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me put my hair up real quick. Um, I don't know if you do the like piss drinking and all that shit like yet, or if you've cleansed yourself and done any distilled water fasts or whatever the fuck you done, but like it's nice to see people that are like that have their goddamn shit together, saying some real shit, man. So I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Hey, you Benu. That's awesome. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Well, good. Because this is what I've been saying recently is like, I've been making these videos for a fucking long time, and I've made way too many. I've taken a lot of them down even. Because I'm like, I used to watch these dumb assholes just talk about nothing for the longest time, and I started finding some people that were like, oh, they're into the real shit. They're talking like real life situations, and how all of this shit works, and fluids and the body and Orin and food and all, just how everything works. And then like to find people that actually are like intelligent
Like that's the thing I've been going on. Like intelligent, well versed people. Oh, what's up, Fujiba? Good to see you. You were Tom Lemon now. Hmm. Seems like you went in the wrong Fujiba. What is Fuji? Hey, Tom Lemon. Yeah, I love you too, man. What is Fujiba mean? Because that's like Fujiba. I get like a that's an interesting name, Fujiba. Yeah, Jonathan. you know when I saw your videos, I could tell you did, man. That's excellent. And it's like, so I'm saying like more people got to come out here on the real shit because the amount of people that have said like, "Yo, be Zen," because you said some shit about this. I started drinking my piss. I'm like, and then I've met them or seen them or I see a picture of them. I'm like, damn, you good looking. Like, and you're not stupid. You know, when stupid people say some shit like, I'm like, you're lying because if you drank your piss, you wouldn't be a fucking idiot. And then I see these people. I'm like, see, this is what needs to happen. Like people that are actually doing this shit need to like say, hey, this is what we're doing. So that way the rest of the world knows, like, yeah, well, we know shit you don't know. This is why we stay young. Yeah, he who Benu. You know, a lot of people tell me that, and it's kind of it's a little bit disconcerting because I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. You know, like I know that I know more than most people, and that's the frustrating thing is like, you know, because half of your life you're told like, hey, the more you know, the more you don't know, and then I'm like, nah, but I'm actually pretty fucking I know a lot of shit, and then I go through this whole fucking thing where I'm just like, I have a lot of people tell me that kind of thing. Like, oh no, B, you're a very big. I've had multiple people tell me that. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. And I just go, I'm just gonna go to sleep now and just take a nap because I have no fucking idea. Not like I'm not anybody's guru. I'm not anybody's hero. I'm not anybody's anything. I just like just trying to sit here and encourage people to live a better life. That's all. So, with that being said, about 3 hours in here. I got 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna get the fuck off here because I want to take a nap. So, whoever's left here, you last 8 weirdos. If you got a question or an answer, or yeah, Shaman Clown, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this nap. This is gonna be a good one. Good to see you, Shaman. And Shaman, I'll talk to you tomorrow about about Buddy Guy because um I'm sure he'll want to talk tomorrow. I don't know why, but I think tomorrow will be the day he says, "What's up, Zen?" Yeah, he who Benu. Yeah. All right. Well, me down. What, Jessica? You missed 3 hours. Jessica, you missed 3 hours. I'm not gonna. How about this, Jessica? If you want to, you can listen to the rest of the video. It's just me, fucking, like going off on. Well, it wasn't me going off on Torn. It was just me and Torn just trying to grow him up a little bit. But yeah, you got here way late. You can't come so late to the party, man. Why you always do that? I got you, Tom. I got you, Tom. Lemon. There's no sorry. There's no sorry, Jessica. I'll keep this on here for the night. So, but when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna put this on private, just because.
2 more minutes. Any Jessica, you get here so late to the party. Why you always come late to the party, man? There was so much fun to be had, Jessica. We were talking so much shit. About what? About what? What you talking about? Fuck you mean about what? I said you about late. What you mean about what? Yeah, I said you're late to the party. That's all I said. I didn't say about it, bout it. All right, all right. Let me see if I can do here. He who Bennu, anything quick you can say about the being born in the winter solstice? I can't say anything that quick. Ask me that next time. I'll get into the winter solstice and the summer solstice and all the born. Did you upload the 3 hours we missed? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean, Tom Lemon. What 3 hours of this show? What are you talking about? Jonathan, enjoy your sleep. And Jessica, you just got to rewind at the beginning, but I'm going to shut this off in the morning. Oh, no, I mean, tell me, well, you're going to have to rewind it, homie. Am I gonna of course, it's on. Just rewind it. Yeah. I'm not gonna keep it on here for too long. I mean, if you want to, just go scroll back to the beginning and watch it. It was just a bunch of bullshit. I mean, the first 2 hours was pretty good, and then Torin got a little upset that he didn't get upset, but he just Torin gets caught up in like I don't know what it is, but you'll see, you'll hear it happen. Oh yeah, you can scroll back right now. Can't you do it right now? Hit the screen and then scroll back on the bottom. You can't do that. You should be able to do it at any point in time, but as soon as it's over, you can do it. So check it out, yo. 2:59. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this done with. Yeah. So it's 3 hours in. It's good to see all you guys. Hope you had fun. Do cool shit. Inspire the world. If you can't do that, at least make sure when you take a dump, wipe your ass well, and to upgrade that experience, what you should do instead of wiping your ass, get a bidet. They're cheap and it's easy to install. I don't care if you don't fucking know what you're doing. It takes 2 tools. Get yourself a fucking bidet because cleaning your ass with water is way better than wiping your ass with bleached toilet paper. It's just so much better. It keeps your ass cleaner and, well, it kind of feels nice. So, clean your ass with a bidet. That's all I gotta say. And we'll talk soon. Do cool shit and stay awesome, guys. And again, bidets are the way to go. Do that.